Everybody hear me okay? First real big live stream. Pretty excited. We got 22 people already. Dale Whalen, thank you for offering to moderate. Don't just Russ stand sharp. Mark Keto. Jay-Z, what's up? Hey, hey. All right. Connection look good. Everything loud and clear. Looks good to me. Paul T, Marco, what's going on, everybody? How's y'all Saturday doing? Thanks, Waylon. Yeah, I'm excited too. I think this is long overdue. I did appreciate the handful of people who jumped in the other day on my little test run. I didn't want to do all this announcement and everything to just end up, messing it up on the first go. So I did a little impromptu test run the other day, and had a few y'all jump in. Entry is in the link in the description, very similar to like Metal Complex. So if you look in the description, you will see a link to a video. It's an unlisted video. You just comment on that. I'm going to be using a random comment picker, and of course, then we'll get the winners. These are the knives that you can win today. So if you didn't see any of my posts about it, you probably did. That's why you're here. But we've got the QSP Penguin in D2. This was actually tested by Taylor Hardness at over 61 Rockwell on this one. I'll put a fresh edge on it. But this is one that I modded to stonewash. I acid and stonewashed it, put a harpoon on it, gave a little chop on that. So this one's going out. And we've got the Mulsec shuttle. Really nice one here. It's really thin behind the edge. This is a great working knife. This is one I've used. I did a little bit of testing with when I got it. I'll clean it up. Not really good at sharpening that, but this is going to be one for y'all as well. Great knife, 14C28N, tested above 60, between 60 and 61 Rockwell on this. Really great for 14C. Good crossbar lock action, very smooth. You can even actually front flip this guy. Just something, I got so much stuff lately. I don't see myself carrying it, and I'd rather not just sit in a box. I'd rather it go to you all. So happy to pass this one along. Then we've got the Olatan's Lemon Shark. This is probably one of, in my opinion, this is going for one of the top budget knife bang for your buck knives. The one that I had tested for hardness tested above 60 Rockwell, which is great for 10 CR. It's really thin behind the edge. It's just for 50 bucks. I don't see it getting much better than this, in my opinion. Really good action on this one. Really great performance for 50 bucks. They got all kinds of color options. You got this nice stonewash two-tone with the belt satin flats. Just looks really good. And of course, we've got the PM2. The PM2 is going out today as well. So I figured for the first giveaway that I'm doing, long overdue, wanted to start with a bang. I don't know how frequently or regularly I'm going to do these. We'll do them periodically. I'll try to get on it more often when I get some more, get into doing more giveaways. But this one is, I think, a pretty good start. So PM2 going out to somebody. This was provided by Mr. Ray at WeBuyKnifeCollections.com. I know you've been hearing that name a lot lately, and I've been getting to look at some really cool stuff because of him. And I'm getting to show you some really cool stuff. So I'm really grateful for that. So he is kind of being a partial sponsor of this giveaway by giving y'all this PM2. So thank you very much to WeBuyKnifeCollections.com. Olatans did provide me this specifically for this giveaway as well. I've been working with them a good bit lately, and I reached out and asked, and they gladly provided this. All right, let's get in the comments. All right. Pixel, Dan Stan, Sam, Lion Not a Sheep, Clint, hello, everybody. James B. Garner, Mr. Hunter. Mr. Hunter, did you just sign up for a membership just now? I think I saw that you did. Thank you. Very, very much appreciate that. I don't have any the only thing you're getting from a membership right now is just my gratitude, and you're helping support me, helping me do some of these projects and stuff like that, getting my hands on some other cool knives I can show to you. And the more stuff I can get my hands on, the more I can give back to y'all. So really appreciate, thank you, Dale. Really appreciate, the members that I have. Thank you again for signing up. You have a lot of my gratitude for that, especially since you're not really getting anything extra right now. The goal is to be able to dedicate more time to this and some more cool stuff for y'all. Let's see. That penguin. Yeah, I like that penguin. Somebody asked how I got into this. Let me see if they were talking to me. How did I get into knife? Pixelbuck says, how did you get into this? Well, I grew up in Boy Scouts. And so when I was younger, you always had you had the pocket knife on you. You had the Victorinox. You had the knife, and it was just always the useful tool to have on you. So I always had them. And then, I think in middle school, I went through the mall ninja phase. I'm not afraid to admit it. I think I've mentioned it on a video. I was at the local mall and saw some cool, crazy swords and those crazy, I think it's knockoff knives. His logo is the exact little three-way opening blade thing that I've got from the mall ninja store that I guess was just in every mall. I didn't know all of them had them. So that one I got kind of into swords and stuff like that. And then I got an old Brian tie design. I think that was my very first kind of okay knife. It was a Columbia River Brian tie design, and I carried that for a little while, and I still wasn't really fully into the knife stuff. But then the first knife that got me really into knives was this Kershaw Groove. Let me go grab it. It's right over here. All right. The Kershaw Groove, this guy right here. This was the knife that I would say really truly got me into higher end, better pocket knives and folders. After I got this, I started to appreciate them more. It's a really interesting piece, and I really this kind of opened my eyes more to stuff. I got some K-bar fixed blades, and granted, this is all still in this was high school. This was high school time. So wasn't doing a whole lot with it, just appreciating the knives, using them where I could. And when I did, I worked at a restaurant job. You're cutting into boxes and stuff all the time. So there's tons of opportunities to use a blade there. So this was a good close family friend of mine who's no longer with us. And so I'm really, this is one I'll never get rid of because of that. And it kind of opened me into it. Took me to the Army Navy store around the corner, had me look at some stuff, and this was the one I got, and this was kind of it. Years later, I got a PM2 and a Benchmade, and then once I got into Spyderco's, well, we all know how that can go from there. Spyderco Tenacious, great one. The entry for these knives, the link in the description. Comment on the video in the link in the description, and that enters you in. It's a random comment generator. It is a only enter once. It filters out duplicates. Please be 18. Only going to ship within the United States. All that fun stuff. Same rules. I'm pretty sure y'all are all here because the knife giveaways. You've seen them. You've done them. You've been there. 54 people. All right. Cool. Pretty happy with that for a first go for a live stream. Just getting started. So let's take a look at some of the cool stuff here. So I've got I got the lightweight PM2 in the 15V. Was really happy to get my hands on one of these early on, and this thing is really nice. I've been really considering back and forth getting the AWT lightweight scales for it because I do like the I don't mind the FRN. I like the FRN. People hate on the FRN sometimes. Like you really got to give it a hard squeeze for it to like it feels solid. This doesn't feel cheap or flimsy at all. Like there ain't a whisper wiggle in this thing. Like it's just fine. And it's got the nice factory required amount of lock stick that comes with that comes with compression locks from Spyderco now. I'll tell you, I think the only I've gotten a lot of compression locks lately, some fresh ones. The Bodacious S90V, none. Absolutely none. Who makes the aftermarket lightweight scales? That is AWT, Applied Weapons Tech. They make an aluminum lightweight scale for the PM2. As far as I know, they are the only ones that do the lightweight scales for the PM2. Yeah, the Penguin. This was my first mod. This was my first real like modded production knife that I did. And I'm not, it doesn't hold any particular like I'm happy to pass it along. Like it's just gonna sit in a drawer if I have it. I'm not going to really use this thing. It's got its little quirks. Let's see if I can get this to come up here. The belt was hitting the back of these thumb studs. The wash isn't fully complete if you can kind of see it right there. I'll put a fresh edge on it and it will be nice and sharp. The washers in this one is weird. I think this was one of the early generations of Penguins. So it's got two phosphor bronze washers on each side and a Teflon washer in between them. So this guy has 6 total washers on it. And that's how it came, and that's how it still is. I mean, it's got a 100% solid lockup. It is not perfectly centered. I don't know if it ever was, but the action is good. It is not drop shut, but it is plenty smooth. And it'll be a great knife for you. It could be just a piece like, hey, this is a KnifePile original mod. Maybe it'll be something interesting to more people one day. But I'm much happier to give this to somebody else and have one of y'all cherish this thing, other than it just kind of just sit in a drawer for me. So I'm glad that people are interested in this one, and this one goes to a good home. Eric Kang or Eric Ang, appreciate that, man. I'm glad y'all like my videos. I'm kind of all over the place. I actually did some edge retention comparison today. I don't have either of those knives in front of me. I should have got them out, but I filmed it today. I did the Vicino 14C28N, which is like 60 Rockwell, consistently tested from Taylor, and I did a Vosteed Porcupine that he actually tested, that specific porcupine, and it tested to 57 Rockwell on the 14C. And the Vicino has like superior geometry, so I did kind of an ideal conditions with 14C compared to less than ideal conditions with the 14C. And that really, like the results, it's what you'd expect, but it's cool to put some numbers to that. So I do have another edge retention one coming out. I know y'all haven't seen one of those in a while. Let's see. I'm trying to read through these comments a little bit. Keep mining budget bangers, maybe a good hook for your channel. Yeah, that's kind of the biggest the video that I would say like got my channel really like going. Was the short form version of modding this Delica with the harpoon. I don't know, it just hit the shorts algorithm just right, and it got it out to a lot of people. This was one I got it for sale for really cheap secondhand, and it came with the Flightanium scales, and it was for pretty cheap considering both of them. And I was thinking like I can rescue that. I can bring that back to life. And I almost sold this one. And I almost wasn't married to it, but because that was kind of a video that actually got so many people aware of my channel, it is now much more special to me. So this one's probably gonna stay with me for this one's gonna be a little more special to me now. So glad I didn't end up getting rid of this one, but it had the mushy action, the backspacer fixed it, and it's such a great knife now. And I love a harpoon. One of the comments I saw already on the giveaway video was harpoon everything. And yeah, I think that's going to be like a fitting description because it's not it's an interesting mod to give. I love a good harpoon blade, but yeah, my harpoon everything. Sure, that'll be the just I'm just going to change my channel description to that. Needs some Iron Dome. Yeah, I love coated 14C. I don't love coated anything. Kane, what's up, man? Welcome. Thanks for coming, Kane. Kane, one of my earlier followers. I think he came over to me from was that Chris on Professional Dad, and he was one of my early followers and actually won one of his giveaways. Any advice on tuning a Delica? Your vids inspired me to bring out my Blade Issue M4, and the action is rough. So Delicas are knives that are going to have to break in. Like when I this was my first Delica. This is a Warncliffe K390, and this did not have flickable action. It did not have drop shut action when I first got it, but it broke in very well. I don't know if it's a mix between the washer smoothing out, the spring kind of loosening up a little bit with time, but it is a combination of both the pivot and the lock bar pivots on this first body screw. So it is a combination of both of those. And I mean, you just do it a whisper of a turn at a time. What you need to do is you get it to the point where you can just drop shut it like that. And this might not always be the case with all Delicas right away. You get it to the point where you can kind of get a smooth action, but you're going to have a little bit of play. So what you do is you just tighten it. I mean, the least amount that you could perceivably tighten it, and then check it again. Is it still a good action? Is there any play? Well, if there's still play, you go just tighten it just another whisper, and you just kind of repeat that process, and you can get it like that. I mean, look at this. Press that lock and it goes straight down. You can flick it, thumb flick it either, and it is very solid. There might be, I mean, a tiny whisper of play. Do you use beeswax on your micarta? I actually use board. What is it? It's a cutting board wax that is just another one of the combinations of beeswax and mineral oil. It's way more waxy than oily, but you can see it wears off. And I'm sorry if I'm not getting to all these comments. This was way more vivid when I first waxed it on the video. If you saw the video of me modding this, and it wears. It does fade out with time. It dries up a little bit. Anything you wax to bring out some good color on, it's gonna fade. It's gonna fade a little bit. Sam talking about coated blades. God, I can't stay on a subject. I'm trying to address all these comments. I appreciate all y'all being here so much. This is so cool for me. I mean, 8 months ago, I wouldn't imagine. I think my goal was thinking like, okay, maybe I'll get to 1,000 people in a year or something, and I'm at 5,000 in 8 months. Like I'm so grateful that y'all enjoy watching this stuff. Like it's really kind of blown me away, and I'm really I'm happy y'all chose to be here. And yeah, I appreciate y'all. I'm glad I can give something back to you. But back to coated blades. If you didn't know the process, it's the process of applying the coating. Usually requires like a length of heating that can over soften the steel. Because generally in the heat treat process, you do the initial, it's different for every steel, but there's different protocols. I wish Taylor was here. You could probably explain a little bit better. But it sets to different temperatures, goes up and down. You quench it. Sometimes you just air quench certain steels. Sometimes you oil quench, and they'll usually put it in an oven for a little bit afterwards for part of the heat treat process, and that will actually generally bring the hardness down to a better area, just so it'll make the steel less brittle. So sometimes when they'll do that process, but then they'll apply the coating, and the process of the coating brings it even softer. So some companies will do it right. Well, they'll do that coating process as the like first oven kind of process where they'll use that as the initial softening after the heat treat rather than doing it twice. KPL helps a lot. I keep a bottle of KPL around. That is what I've got. If money were no issue, what would be your absolute grail? You know, the um what's crazy, like that changes so much. Right now, it would have to be a Herman B. And it's a little, Herman B is a little bit small, but I got to handle a Herman B in a time that I was handling a lot of high-end knives that weren't mine. And, it gave me chills. Like, it's like, man, what kind of, like, a true knife guy is only going to be playing with a pocket knife and actually get kind of like some kind of greater bodily reaction from just how nice a knife looks and feels and everything. Right now, I think my like grail of grails is a Herman B, and I have a Herman Sting from Ray at We Buy Knife Collections. Let me break that bad boy out. I want to show off too much of my stuff coming up in videos. I gotta give y'all a reason to come back. After broken favorite knife. Oh yeah, S90V is great. S90V, great steel. Great when it's hardened properly. I guess that's the case for any steel. The tumbler setup is goated. Thank you. Look at that guy. These are something else. These are something to experience. There's knives that I've wanted to like try just to like, okay, I just want to see what that's all about. Like I had a Rosie for a while. I had a Oz Machine Co. Roosevelt for some time. And that was a knife like I just had to see what it was all about. Between the Hawk and the Bodacious, sure. But I just had to see what the Rosie was about, and it's great. It's an awesome knife. I can see why they are that price. I can see why they're so sought after. They are great knives, but one day I just wanted to see what the Hawk Deadlock was about. I couldn't stop thinking about it, and I ended up trying one, and I ended up just deciding to trade my Aussie for it just so I could give it a try. And I'll probably end up holding on to that. Do I check out knives in person before I purchase? Not all the time. I didn't check out this one, but I didn't purchase. I traded it. It was a trade. So I ended up, the way I got the Oz Roosevelt is I got like 6 or 7 knives that I decided I could live without and then sold them all to get a Rosie. Like, I don't think I could ever just take $1,000 out of my pocket and drop it on a pocket knife anytime soon. Hopefully, if y'all keep, giving me this much love and I keep growing my audience more, then we can get to that point. But right now, usually chances are if I'm getting something new, it's because I sold something. So I'm trying to really make the most of what I got. So I really appreciate like collaborations, like as little as Olatans. Like I would say as little, but like brands like Olatans who want to send me knives, and I can. It gives me an opportunity to have new knives to show you, make some content for y'all. I get a new knife and I get to give it back to y'all. Building relationships like with Ray from We Buy Knife Collections. Got to handle stuff that I never would have had an opportunity to buy, or not for like many years. There's always Sezzle. There's always credit cards. Yeah, and I can't do that. But I've been really grateful for the relationships that I've been able to build to be able to allow me to take a look at some new stuff. So it's really cool. Let's see. Yeah, please consider a membership to show your support. I would greatly appreciate that. I do have memberships available. Let's see. I feel like I'm just playing with the same 3 knives. Have y'all heard of the Oser? I know you've probably heard of kickstops before, but have you heard of the Oser F22 kickstop? This was a knife that I couldn't resist. This is one that came from, and I had to have in my collection personally. It's not anything special face reveal. Why? What do y'all care about seeing my face? Joner, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Welcome. Yes, the Hawk has great. Yeah, really, really good lines on this one, and it's got kind of a harpoon. You know how much I love harpoons. It's not really like prominent there, but it's just the way this little swedge is ground. The action on it is so unique. Like it feels different than a normal flipper because there's just some extra little moving parts in there. It just I don't really have like a great like gentleman's knife. And it's all titanium on the inside, really good micarta, perfect mix between like clothy and slick. And it's really never heard of a rose before my video. Now, girl, hey, there you go. Um, it's a great gentleman's knife. The only real gentleman, I have a Sabenza. That was like kind of my other gentleman's knife, or I'd kind of use the TRM Neutron with the lizard skin as a gentleman's knife. But those can still be a little on the flashier side. And this is just something I felt like I needed to have in my collection. It filled it filled a hole that I didn't have. It's got something to offer. I needed something other than just another Spyderco. I mean, God, if it's not so hard to resist when a new one of those comes out. Check these out. Check out these RGT scales. Harpoon blade boosts your attack points by 1K. That's right, it sure does, especially against fish. Love these. Love the colors on these. These popped up on the secondhand market for pretty cheap, and I couldn't resist. I didn't hate the G10 scales. Hey, I'm new here, but not new to knives. Just found your channel. Sever7, you just found my channel. What's up, man? I've heard of you before. I think I've been subscribed to you for a little bit. Got that new release coming out, the Usurper. That Usurper is looking pretty sick, man. That's yours, right? The Usurper? Did I misinterpret somebody's video? Yeah, if you didn't see yet, video in the yeah, you've been at it longer than I have. Yeah, man. Yeah, of course. I try to be. I became a member and didn't show up in the chat. Well, thanks, Waylon. Maybe it's because you're a mod. I don't know, but appreciate it, Waylon. Yeah, giveaways still to come. We'll get to it soon. I'll probably wrap it around 10. We'll probably start the giveaway here in about 15 minutes. Yeah, Sever Sevens. He's got some really cool stuff. Man, one of the I've known about Unkovsky knives for a while, and you don't see a whole lot about Triple My Subs. Kick ass. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, Sever Seven's got some cool knives over there. Go check out the Unkovsky. Not a lot of people know about or have seen Unkovskys. So when I see that he had one of those, I was like, yeah, he's got some pretty cool stuff. Go check out Sever Seven for sure. My opinion on Damascus Damasteel. I had the I was into Damascus and I like the looks of Damasteel. I'm just playing with a knife. This doesn't have Damascus, of course, but it's cool for show, and that can be for a lot of what knives can be, especially when you're like looking at higher ends and customs and stuff like that. I went through my Damascus phase and my Damasteel phase and all that. I say Damasteel phase. I never had a Damasteel Damascus. I went through my Damascus phase for a little bit, and I definitely had higher than the cheap overseas Damascus. I won't say what, but we know what we're talking about. And I feel like I kind of went through my phase with that, and I don't seek it out anymore. I would always pick a different knife that didn't have Damascus over, and that's just a personal preference. No fights. Oh, is there a fight going on? Oh, sorry. Well, thank y'all for being here instead. 89 people. Good Lord. The Kapara. Yeah. This is the RGT clip I got on this was originally like a dark wash stone wash on it, and I wanted to I put that belt satin finish on it myself so it matched the blade, because I got this also on the secondary market for like $30, I want to say. Got it real like half off. soft swaps for Damascus. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Like what you like. Don't be ashamed of what you like. Um, pull the trigger if you like the pattern. Yeah, absolutely. Nothing wrong with liking what you like. It is just not personally my thing anymore. Hello, Abby. Thank you for stumbling. The Kapara, this is a knife that, yeah, when I got this one, it didn't leave my pocket for a while. If I didn't have other stuff that I was making a point to try, I definitely carry this one a lot more. I mean, this is just one of the only thing I am not crazy about with Spyderco's is how stout the blades are. Like I like a slimmer blade. Like I'm way more into stuff like this and stuff like this than stuff like this. But, you know, you ask me what my favorite knife brand is, and I'm going to say Spyderco. Yeah, I much prefer thumb studs over holes, but if you're going to ask me what my favorite brand is, I'm going to say Spyderco. It doesn't make any sense. Well, I mean, they just have, they know what they're doing. They've got the best steel, the best treatment. I mean, they are the knife company. They made the like the modern, they shaped the modern knife world and market in the US like to be what it is today, in my opinion. This Mannix, the build on this Mannix, um this is one of my favorite modding projects that I've done so far. Like the blade isn't as it's not as different. No, I didn't harpoon it. I had different plans for this when I went into it, but it ended up just coming out so love a solid dark wash. I think I decided today I'm gonna try to hunt down a dark wash Sweeney V2. Um, just because I love a solid dark wash. If y'all couldn't tell, I mean between the Mannix there, I mean I did the whole solid dark wash on the PM2 with the harpoon. When the Southern count came out, people went nuts. Let's see. Demon. Wait, not the Southern. Oh, the Southern is the flipper. That's right. What about? Y'all want to see a cool? This is gonna be a preview for a video to come. Look at how old this is. This is an old Wayne Goddard. This thing smells like an antique store on the inside. Woo, woo. Look at that piece of Spyderco history there. Look at the sheen on that micarta. This is some old micartas. Yes, I have a Spyderco smock. It is not too late to enter the giveaway. Go check the description. This is a Seki City model. BIN1 stainless. I think that's a B. All right, let's go grab a smock. Somebody has to see one. Yeah, I got a couple of cool old. I did not get the Rex 121 PM2. I think I'm gonna try the. I think I'm gonna wait and get. I have 3 PM2s already. I don't have a Sage 5 or 6, so I think I'm gonna try to find a hookup for a Sage 6 and Rex 121 whenever those finally come out. Smock with the second D10 ball removed, of course. Really great. This was kind of one of the Spydercos that I had. I got this right around the time it came out, and this was before I went real crazy with Spyderco. I think this might be my I think this was probably the fourth Spyderco I got. Because for a while, I had my old PM2. This one I originally got, I think, back in sometime between 2012 and 2014, whichever year that came out. This was the first generation. Then I had a Mannix 2 that was the spear. It had the hollow grind, like the spear point hollow grind. And Those were the only two I had for like a long time. And then I think around like 8 or 9 years ago, I got the smock. If they've been out that long, I think it was close to 8 years ago, 7 or 8 years ago. And then it snowballs. The more I the more I get, the more I get. Because then they come out with stuff like this, and I'm like, well, I need to have that. I gotta try that. Look at that. And you can front flip this guy too. You know what I think a knife that needs to get more attention, a knife that should be much more popular than it is this quiet carry catch. If I didn't have this, I may not have traded out my Rosie, but this fills that hole. Like if it wasn't for the double clutch on the disengagement, this would fill that. It's not as stout as a blade as a Rosie, but like it's got the act as far as like quality of the action goes. I mean, it's so snappy. The with how smooth it is with 100% lockup, like such a good crisp detent on it. Pocket clip. If the pocket clip was a little longer, like it's. Eh, I do fine with it. I had to bend out the pocket clip just a little bit. That's the only bad thing I have to say about it. To get it to work real light, real good. But quiet carry catch is a knife that I'm surprised I have not seen more of. This is really one of my top knives. I don't let me become one of those people that say this is one of my top knives for every third knife that I pick up and look at. So many dudes on YouTube say that, but I mean, like, I kind of get it because it's we get so many different opportunities to check out so many cool things. Everything when everything is like fresh and new and cool, it's like, oh, this is nice. This is what I love. What's that? The Rinkin was available yesterday. I picked one up. Nice. I really want to check out every single video. Best EDC knife of 2026. I swear everybody, because I don't think we don't all like film videos and put them out the same day. But I swear the my top carries of May or whatever top carries this month, like I saw like five of them after I had already filmed mine. So it's just like, man, we just all share the same brain cell when it comes to making knife content. But we talk about best EDC of 2026. I think the Hawk Talon is, in my opinion, the best EDC or pocket or folding knife ever. I mean, it's the the clip. This knife blew my. It's all about clickbait on YouTube. Unfortunately, I want to do more live streams. I would like to do more. I might not be able to give something away on every single one of them, but we'll see how many y'all come here when I'm not giving something away. No, I would like to save them for when I have something to provide to y'all for being here. This is a true this is a knife to grail over. This is a knife that is very worth the title of Grail knife. It's got a unique enough features. It's got a unique enough feel. It feels like an extremely quality knife. Little things like just like no bounce back when you're closing it. And I'm like, my finger is still holding down on that lock, but it's not going anywhere just because the way that pivoting mechanism, you can't see it, but it's over here. There's a spring and a pivot system. You may have seen it on that video that I made of it, and that other people have as well. But it's such a unique, cool feeling action, and it's one of the best. It's one of the best I've experienced so far. All right, so if you haven't already, go check the description, go to the video in the description, leave a comment, and we are going to start to draw for these four knives. So what I think I might do, and just because I don't want, a lot of people like the Penguin. I don't know if everybody likes the Penguin or if somebody would rather have the old tans than the Penguin. I think what I'm going to do is for the first two drawings, you're going to be able to pick one of these three. And then whoever picks whichever one, the next drawing, you'll be able to get to pick from the other two. And then the third drawing will get to pick who's ever left over. And then the fourth is going to get the PM2. We all like the penguin. Appreciate that. So I think that's so the Molesek shuttle, I think, is like an $80 knife. I want to say. Old Tan's Lemon Shark, in my opinion, is the best budget, the best $50 range knife that you can get. Of these three knives, this is the one I would actually carry and use the most. This is the one that would actually get the most love. If you look, Chris, if you go to the description, of this video, there's a link. Thank you, Dale. Dale's got the link there. Comment on that video. Listen to the rules. Make sure they apply to you. And the leave a comment. I'll use a random comment generator, and then shoot me an email, and the email is in my description of the channel. I'll tell you, but you'll forget. And I don't have a fancy metal plaque like Metal Complex does, so just go to my overall channel description. My email is in there, and you can email me there if you are the winner. QSP has been great in the past. Their D2 did it. Yeah, their D2. This D2 tested at 61. This D2 has been tested by Taylor Hardness. You can kind of see the dots there. Let's see if I don't know if they're coming up in the video, but this specific D2, this QSP, after I'd modded it, went to Taylor. He tested it at 61. I think it was 61 point something, but it was above 61, below 62. So prime D2 on this bad boy also. And I'll sharpen it up, put a fresh edge on it. It doesn't have a fully fresh edge. Everyone's got to have a penguin. For how much they are, like 20, 30 bucks. I agree. Everybody's got to have a penguin. I do not have a Yojimbo 2, but I have handled one. They are very... Thank you, Waylon. Yojimbo 2, really awesome purpose-built knife there, if you know what I mean. I have the S90V Penguin also with the aluminum scales, and it's coated, and it tested like around 59 something, which I guess some people say is okay for S90V, but the Bodaciouses from Spyderco, their S90V tested, I think, around 62. I've almost got a QSP Parrot so many times. Every time I see one on sale, you can get one sometimes for like 25 bucks. And it's like, why not get that? Well, it's like, well, already because I have too many already. Maybe you will have two penguins tonight. All right, let me poll the community here. Spidey Shredded Sheet Treat, they sure do. They have the most consistent, best results of any company by far. I think them and ProTech. And it's also, of course, they've been tested more than anyone else. So that helps with their track record, but yeah. All right, so let's hear it in the chat. If you had, roughly $400, give or take, plus or minus 30 bucks to spend on any knife right now, what would it be? What would you be getting? We'll say between 300 and 400. It doesn't have to be at the 400 range, 400 or less. Get this MSI Mini. Null Voodoo. Null Voodoo is up on my list as well. Kershaw Bellow. Hinder, of course. Any Hinder. Probably Hinder. Lots of Hinder. Kinnison Knives. Voodoo. Cheap knife cut from USA. There you go. Voodoo Doll. Severn's new knife. There you go. Anything from Winterblade. Saving for some Dr. Marv stones. Yeah, where's Mac Jaynard? Is Mac Jaynard in here? He's got some, I think he's got some Dr. Marv stones. Anything but Spyderco. I have enough of those. Hinder fire attack. Hinders are lots for Hinderer. I just got to try out a Hinderer for the first time, and excellent knives. Don't know if they're my jam. I don't know yet. I need to actually use it, and it wasn't in a context where I could actually use the knife. Excaliburs are. Oh, an Excalibur. Yeah, I thought about those. Quiet Carry Drift. Quiet Carry's on my list. Gecko Sikare, yeah. Save the $400 for when the Magnamax Spideys drop. I don't know if they're going to be that much. I think the reason why Rex 121 is so expensive for the Spideys is because it's a hard steel to make, and I don't think they're making any more of it. So I don't think Magnamax is going to be on that same level. Or God, I hope not. TR Neutron 2. Those are some very nice knives. The TRMs make some excellent knives. Really nice, slim. Quiet Carry strand. I'm thinking about a large waypoint. If I get another Quiet Carry, it'll probably be a large waypoint. Sage 6 121 when it drops. That's I think that's what it's going to end up being is the Sage 6 in Rex 121. But I want to, I like hearing about some stuff that I've never heard before. One of Jared's knives. Yeah, I'd love to get the misdemeanor, the K391 that tings real nice. Protect Mordax. Mike Snowdy Custom. Okay. TRM. There you go. Any experience with Quiet Care utility knife? Yeah, I don't know. I don't the expensive utility knives are not my jam. If that's your jam, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that if that's what you like. I got the Kaiser sheepdog utility knife, and it's like, all right, this is fine. This is okay. Like I get why people like them. I just don't. I don't think I could. I hear the company that invented Rex 2021 doesn't exist anymore. So no, I think it's finite. I think once it's gone with the Rex 21, Rex 121. News offender in top 3. I like the misdemeanor. If I'm gonna go with one of News, I gotta try to find the misdemeanor. I'm not a huge fan of the offender. Great knife, but yeah, old stock. A Combat Trudon factory second. Yeah. Those giant. What's that other newer giant mouse that is crazy looking? Not crazy, like it's super nice looking. Maybe it's the Ace Grand. There was one of those new giant mouses that I was looking at. But some of a lot of their models come from Italy, and Italy is known for super soft steels. And I'm such a steel nerd. I can't spend that much money on something that I know is going to be bad steel. Sometimes in hand are not what you expect. 100%. Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree with that. Giant Mouse Jutland for Biblio XL. I don't know. I'd have to look. One of those giant mouses are on my radar as well. Have you thought about getting a stovepipe? Well, no. I haven't thought about getting one, and I don't own one. But I probably wouldn't buy one personally. But they are pretty cool knives. I can say the stovepipes are very unique. They are definitely something to be desired. I thought about getting a bong now. Yeah, super interesting knife. I mean, if anyone's gonna make something like this, I wouldn't say Spyderco. There's some really cool, unique stuff out there nowadays, but look at that. I mean, that that is an acquired taste right there, I'll say. I'll put it nicely. I mean, it's like a built-in pry bar, right? Is that what that's supposed to be? Flathead screwdriver on the top. You know what it is? You know what that is actually? That's a harpoon swedge right there. Yeah, that's a harpoon swedge. Really good action on this guy, though. I mean, not drop shutty, but it's my hands might be just a little bit too big for it. I'm trying to do it at a funny angle. You can thumb flick it. It's a cool knife. I mean, it's a cool knife for sure. This has got so much cool factor and actually feels very good in the hand. One of the few Taichung Thai knives I don't own yet. Dale, so you have a like a Nirvana and a Paisan? No, Nirvana. Nirvana is one I would like to try. Nirvana and the Paisan. Does your Paisan have lock stick? Is that stab that like button? Are you allowed to ask? Can you ask about another man's lock stick? Kind of nice sliding off and not modding. Yeah, like it's haven't carboned it. It seems such a mixed bag. Pyrotech Tsunami. Pyrotech Saga. I think the Pyrotech Saga and the Lord, what's the new gecko? The Pyrotech Saga, the Sweeney V2 in the dark wash. Those are my two, and the third is the Pictus. Thank you, Lion. The Pictus is one I've been seeing a lot of lately. That might have to be the next one I pick up. I'm gonna make a couple of sales or something. I'm getting every now and then I get an itch. I need to move some stuff around. All right, 9:53. Let's go ahead and get these giveaways underway. All right, so I'm gonna. All right, refresh. Let's see. We've got 97 comments. Does anybody need a moment to comment on the giveaway entry? Has everybody entered? Are we all good? I think so. We got 97 comments and 93 in here, so I think we are probably good. Make sure, yes, Lion, you go ahead. You were in my first little test giveaway. Have you ever bought a Spyderco from Bento Box? I have not because they are expensive. But hey, if you want a K390 PM2, then that's where you go, or Para 3. But they do have some very cool exclusives. And I apologize if I haven't said hello to everybody. I wasn't expecting this much of a turnout for my very first live, honestly, and I really appreciate that. I know Giant Mouse's Italy's runs have not been the best. The Stitch and SOCOM Ramlock. I have personally checked out the Ramlock on the Amphibian, and I think it might have been an older generation of Amphibian, and it's a little mushy for my taste. It's a little mushier than the Mannix, way mushier than the Mannix. It's like an old, like the older bench. It just did not have a good. I know they don't technically have a proper detent, like a proper detent, but kind of technically. This is not a detent, but we know what I mean when I say detent. But I mean the lack of detent. You got to put so much wrist into the Amphibian at least, but the Amphibian has such a big blade. All right, 102 comments. So we got 5 more people. Moto Bushbird, hello from Florida. Longtime listener, first time caller. Hello from Florida as well. I am right here with you in Florida. I know the mini stitch. Oh, the mini stitch last week. No, I'm thinking the mini MSI. They dropped a mini stitch last week. Never been a huge fan of the stitch. I don't like a stainless steel Dorito. But nothing against you if you do. It's a cool knife. Objectively, it's just not for me. F22 kickstop. God, I love this knife. Marco E. Wouldn't you like to know? Stop asking too many questions. I think I might just get a K390 PM2 if I can snag it. Honestly, if I had to pick between the two, I might pick the K390 over the 15V. I don't know. I mean, I'd probably go, yeah, I mean, the 15V seems to be more limited. I don't know how much more 15V there's going to be. So I think if you had an opportunity to get some 15V, now would be the time to do it. All right, comment on the video in the description. Check the description of this video. Comment on the video. That's how you enter the giveaway. You can win one of these 4 knives. All 4 of these are getting given away tonight. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I'd appreciate it if you did. And if you want to further support the channel, you can sign up to be a member of the channel. Dale has not commented yet. I don't believe you, Dale. Can't physically check out knives near me. Yeah, that's a bad one. I do go to a lot of places just to check out knives and not buy them because I can get them much cheaper online. Every shop that I've been to, the knives in person are so much more expensive. Like gun stores, little like hobbyist shops. Like there's a place in a very touristy area of Northeast Florida that has a lot of microtechs, and if some of my Florida people may know, that are like double the price that you can find them online. But it's a cool place that they have like the newest releases and some Marfion customs and stuff. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get on with the first of the local places GP knives. That's pretty cool. Northwest Florida, out there in the middle of nowhere. All right, one more. All right, we'll give it one more minute. Waylon sent 1 more minute. That doesn't make kitchen knives. Nothing wrong with kitchen knives. I got some cool Japanese kitchen knives. Better odds. If there's 100 entries, you have 1% win. Better than 0. Hey, it's you got better. You got actually. There's 4 knives getting given away tonight, and what do we have to do to win? You have to check the description of this video and enter a comment on that video, 1 comment, and then I will randomly select one of the comments with a random comment picker, and that is how I will select the winner. Do I have to make sure? Okay, yes. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure everybody gets in. I hate when people. I'm not dragging along on purpose. 106. We had 4 more people get in. But we're going to be doing 4 giveaways. So, all right, let's see. Let's see if I can do this. I'm going to stick this thing under here. Pick a random YouTube comment. Okay. What the heck? No. Okay. First winner was Jesse. Love the PM2. Where's Jesse R. Tyndall 2403? You get to pick from one of these 3. I know you said you love the PM2. So Jesse from Nebraska, you are the first winner. You can pick between the customized penguin, the Olatans, which is, in my opinion, the best budget knife on the market right now, or this very nice Multec shuttle, very nice and thin behind the edge, high hardness 14C28 and crossbar lock. Very good knife. I think it's like $80. So yeah, I know he's in here. I just want to know which one of these does he want. You've got to choose between the penguin that I customized myself that has been used and abused and grinded and but is a very cool, very functional penguin. The shuttle. Jesse's going with the shuttle. Very good. Okay. The shuttle for Jesse. Give me just one moment. So please email me at, yeah, Pile, thank you. Thank you, Waylon. Email me there with your information so I can get this sent out to you. It will likely be sent out sometime here in the next week. I will email you back with tracking information once that is going. It will be sent through UPS. All right, time for the next winner. Just joined. Did you miss anything? You can hurry up. And yes, the PM2 is in this giveaway. It's going to be the last knife that I give away. I'm going to refresh again. We've got 108 comments, so 2 more people. Now the next person gets to choose between the Lemon Shark, best budget knife in my opinion, $50. I mean, just this is a knife I carry all the time anyway. So thin behind the edge, hardened really nicely. And I'm there with you, Ramses. I've been at I was at a solid, I think, year of unprofessional dad Chris's giveaways before I start. When I started my own channel, I didn't really have time to hang out as much anymore. So I was there for like a solid year under a different previous YouTube name. Hadn't won one. I've been in a lot of giveaways. Never won one. Well, you know what? Never. I take that back. I take that back. I'm forgetting my man Kane. I won Kane's giveaway, but he wasn't even in a live. I didn't even know I was entered in it. So I have won one. All right, so I'm going to refresh one more time. We've got 109. Pick a random YouTube comment. All right. Good luck, everyone. Johnner, I think he signed up. All right. JONER_ is the next winner. Yo. All right. Do you want the Olatans or the QSP Penguin? It was JONER_. He's here. You got the Olatans Lemon Shark. Great, one of the best budget knives in my opinion. Or the QSP Penguin that I custom modded myself. You've got a pick between these two. Gotta have the Penguin. All right. JONER_ is getting the Penguin. Good choice. Good choice. Happy to give it to you. Thank you for signing up. That's so serendipitous that you signed up. I mean, and I'm using this one because the other ones that you see, you gotta like pay for them to pick more than 100 comments, and I wasn't sure who all was going to be here. The Penguin is going to JONER_. All right. So now this next drawing is going to be for the Olatans Lemon Shark. Great knife. Let's hit refresh one more time. 112 comments on this one. All right, let's get it in there. All right, don't just rust, stand up. Let's go. Got the Olatans. I know he's in here. Don't just rust, stand sharp. I saw him here early. Is he still here now? Hey, there you go. All right. The Olatans is yours. Have you, I mean, these Olatans have been, their 10 CR is good. Their M390 non-coded, they've tweaked a little bit. It's getting better. You know, and all transparency. But this was one of my top carries for a while. Like this is my go-to budget knife. I mean, there is a budget knife revolution going on, and Civivi and Vosted need to get out of the way because Olatans and Vixino are coming because they're grounding them thin behind the edge. They're heat treating. They're easy to treat steels like the 10CR and the 14C, much better. They're hard, they work, they're great, and they're cheap. Nothing against Vosted. I love Vosted. You know, I got some. Yeah, this thing, I mean, it flies open. It's rock solid. Rock solid. Drop shut. Super smooth. Really great knife. Civivi scores high at knife hardness labs. Civivi scores very inconsistent. Very inconsistent. Yeah, don't just rust, stand up. Thank you for being here. I love the way Kaiser is doing budget. No, you know, nothing against Kaiser and Vosted. At one point I had more Kaisers than all of these knives here. And I love Kaiser. They make some really cool designs. They need to dial in their heat treat some. But you know, new people are coming into the game and they're doing it right. Is Semcut as inconsistent as Civivi? They are the same company. All right, 1 second. Thank goodness for Taylor Hardness. Yeah, I'm a little upset with Taylor for not joining me tonight, but that's fine. I don't blame him. He's probably got better stuff to do on a Saturday night. Right? Not like us. We're all here. Yeah, Jesse, thank you for coming. Consider a membership to support the channel. All right, we got the big one coming up. 115 comments now. Yeah, I mean, Packer, there's a reason I said Kaiser and Civivi. I've had many Kaiser and Civivis. And Vosteds. Kaiser and Vosteds are easily the two best companies for budget. Voxino, lying not a sheep. Thank you for joining, brother. I've got the Vosted Psyop is such a solid knife, such a great knife. You know, Vosted was my go-to like budget brand for a while, and it's not that, you know, it's not that they're bad. It's not that there's anything wrong with them. Just I'm really liking what some of these other companies are coming out with. It's really good. They're paying attention a little more to the little details that really matter. And like Vixino, they got one model right now. Other knife tubers are riding on Taylor's and you're back after the HRC gate leak. What do you mean? Jeremy the Great, riding on Taylor's and on my back. Is anybody riding on my back? Thank you, Robert Jones. Appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for your support. I hope soon I can provide something extra to you other than just my appreciation. All right. All right, let's get on with this PM2. I won't make y'all wait any longer. And that way, the people who are here just for that can get out of here. We can still just chat knives for a little bit. My Vossy Raccoon 14C is so soft. So is mine. Mine tested to 57 Rockwell. So you got to understand, Rockwell hardness is not a linear scale. It is a exponential scale. So there is a greater difference in hardness between 60 and 61 than there is between 57 and 58. You got to understand that. It is an exponential scale. So as you go harder, the differences between a point is actually a greater actual like relative hardness. So 57 is quite soft. All right. And this is for the PM2. Here we go. All right, let me hit refresh one more time. We've got 116 comments, 124 people in here. All right, you got, the term is logarithmic scale. Yes, thank you. Exponential is, yes, gotcha. Fred the Lug, the famous Fred the Lug is in my chat right now. What's going on? Man, it's exponentially mofos. It's the same, Chris. Thank you. I appreciate your defense, but it is the same. Or maybe not. Is it maybe logarithmic's the other way? But you know what I'm saying. All right, everybody go comment on the video in the description. There's 116 comments and 125 people here. Fred's been here for some time. I'm trying. Well, I'm sorry, Ray. I can't. This is my first live, and I'm trying to not just have y'all stare at a screen of unmoving knives, but I'm also trying to read the comments and be here too. How many give away? Well, I've given away 3 already, and we got 1 left. We got 1 left. There is 122 people here. People are checking out. All right. Let's go. Final drawing. 117 comments. 122 people in here. Some people decided not to enter. You've got right now to go do it. That's fine for staring at knives. It sure is. I mean, this is my first actual live stream other than a just kind of the test one I did earlier this week. So it's I'm based out of oh, Fred Lugg's asking somebody else, not me. Okay. I'm in Florida. I'll answer anyway. $118. We got 1 more enter. Good luck. All right, it's 10:13. We're doing it. We're going. I won't make y'all wait any longer. Thank y'all for coming. Last one. 0 volts FPV. That Camo PM2 has been on my radar for quite some time now. And now you can have it if you are here. Is 0 volt FPV in the chat? That's me. That is you, 0 volts. Congratulations. Special thank you again. This knife is not directly from me. This is from Ray at WeBuyKnifeCollections.com. He gave me this knife to give to you all. I've been reading a lot for him, and he's been giving me some really cool stuff to show y'all. I really appreciate that. I hope y'all appreciate him and can check some stuff from him out. Fred the Lug, WeBuyKnifeCollections.com might have some stuff you're interested in. Mr. Custom Collection there. Check him out. So thank you, WeBuyKnifeCollections.com, for this PM2. Congratulations to 0 Volt FPV for winning this one. Email's in the description. Waylon posted it just there, pileofknives37@gmail.com. This guy needs some broken in. It's fresh. I need background conversation about knives. We'll hang out for a little bit. Yeah, somebody link the WeBuyKnifeCollections.com, please. I think yeah, Dale's got it. I mean, it's full high end and customs on there. Nothing like this. Maybe like this, but you know, he's got some Shiros in there. He's got some browns in there. He's got some hypercut. I think he sold a Biku recently. He's got hypercuts in there. I think he has some Reese Wyland in there. He works closely with Reese Wyland. If you go check him out on Instagram, you can see he actually does some like shop tours, and he has Reese Wyland. I mean, just a legendary custom knife maker, designer. Yeah, congratulations everybody again. Thank you all for coming. Still at 73. We only lost 50 people when the last drawing went. He had a cheap Biku. Is that a cheap one? The PM2 is a budget banger by We Buy Knife Collection Standards. Oh, such a budget banger. So do you just need my shipping details in the email? Yes. Yeah, shout me your username. I'm gonna have some instructions just to make sure the emails are who you all say you are. I'm not sure how people verify that on other streams and stuff like that, but I might ask you to do a little something just to make sure you are who you say you are in the email. So I want to make sure the right people get the right knives. And yes, email pileofknives37@gmail.com. It's been posted a few times in the chat now from either Dale, Lane, or Waylon. Trade my girlfriend for a mini FSD. Those things are, I tried a mini and a full-sized one, and they're something else. Thank you, JD. Thank you, Waylon, for posting that. But yeah, this thing is brand new. Thank you, Johnner. We might just hang out for a little while. Don't feel obligated to stay if you don't want to. First live, killing it. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, I was not gonna lie, I was pretty nervous about that. I've always wondered how they verify the winners. I'm not sure how people verify the winners, but I know how I'm gonna do it. My sister for a Cortex XL. Thank you, Thomas McDonald. Appreciate that. I've been entering YouTube knife giveaways since 2011. I think this was the closest I've been to winning. What do you mean this is the smallest one you've entered? Well, I'll take that as a compliment. You came along me. Came along to see me. Can we hear the Talon one more time? Sure. I love playing with this thing. This is just the one I kept. Let me be quiet so you can hear it. Yeah, Ramses, what's the highest price on We Buy Knife Collections? Thank you, Lardley. Yes, very sick knife indeed. Very happy with this one. No, this one. These were the show ones. All the giveaways done. Somebody did win a 4400. Somebody did win the PM2 and a few other knives. Let me write that down. So this is the Talon is such a sick knife. EDC pocket knife perfection, in my opinion. Let's see. Which of these did I not even pick up and play? No, I think I got through all these. I think I took a look at all these at one point or another. This is just such a... This is a K390 Warney Delic. I think I saw your penguin over on Reddit the other day. I remember it because of the harpoon. It looks awesome. Yeah. Yep, I did post that one to Reddit. Welcome if you came from Reddit. I'm pissed I slept on that Kapar Sprint. This isn't the Sprint. I'm pissed I slept on the Sprint too. This is the S30V, but it's fine. S30V is great. Don't let anybody tell you S30V is not a great steel. Listen, the whole thing, we are going to re-optimize steel back to S30V. Just wait. They're going to be like, oh, well, we can get a little bit of this, a little less of that, and eventually we're going to end up right back at S30V. The PM2 is perfectly centered. It is dead centered. And it has got a little bit of lock stick. What about Italian knives? as far as like the Italian factory Spydercos and like some of the like giant mouse that's made in Italy, I've heard that Italian factories and like the was it Mangiano knife makers, MKM. Yeah, I've been seeing them running a little soft. The Brilliant Micarta is awesome, better than the aftermarket I tried. Um, the carbon fiber that's on the Capara is very nice, but is extremely slick, extremely sick. So this micarta definitely is an upgrade. And I got this micarta because I'm looking at all I got all this gray, got all this black and dark, and it's sometimes I'll purposefully go for something that is not on my normal let me get this back in frame. Not kind of a normal thing that I would try. Like, yeah, I wouldn't normally, I would usually just play it safe and get some black micarta. And yeah, 0 volt. Yeah, send it to me sometime in the next few days. I'm not gonna be shipping for the next like it'll come out sometimes next week. But I went with the Python micarta because I was like, I would never normally pick this. I'm trying to make a point to purposefully do some things that I would never done. 440 is the 4400 is the highest currently on We Buy Knife Clips. I say he's got it's every read that I do is if you're into high-end customs, because he has some very cool stuff to even just go look at and check out, even if you're not gonna buy something. I would go give it a look see. What brand of the Python scales? Rips Garage Tech RGT. These are Rips Garage Tech. These are Rips Garage Tech. This is the I think fingerprint with the 80s like splatter. Really cool. I think that's a Cerakote on there. These are Rips Garage Tech. These titanium scales, I think, add like a fraction of a gram or something to the overall weight. They're barely heavier than the G10. It is amazing that they were able to keep this as lightweight as it was. And this is the Ripple. This is Rips Garage Tech as well. Rips Garage Tech, Lynch Northwest. These are some Lynch Northwest titanium scales. Really great. I've got the Lynch Northwest Delica mod. Let me get that. Lynch Northwest, one of the best mods you can get for a knife is this Delica mod from Lynch Northwest. I mean, it adds the forward finger choil, even though I don't need a forward finger choil on a knife if there's enough real estate, but it just completely changes the knife. You keep the spring in the backspacer, but you get new scales, no liners. It takes the liners out. You get a backspacer and a clip. It's just Lynch Northwest and RGT really knock it out of the park. You prefer Lynch Northwest clips for the Delica over other aftermarket clips. I don't know if I like the Lynch Northwest. Like I have this clip on the mod for this, but I've had Lynch Northwest clips on the PM2, other PM2. I have one on. This is the RGT that they originally gave to me to go with the Manix, but the combination of that clip with these scales was not jiving with getting in and out of the pocket clip, the pocket grip. I would say if you want a deep carry clip, definitely go with Lynch Northwest, but this is kind of I'd say it's a little classier look to it. This is a little different. This kind of like dog leg style or what you call it, a milled clip. This is a little different style here. So I think it's just a style choice. They're both great. You can't go wrong with either of them. Lynch Northwest or RGT. Other Spyderco is Chop Smock. Let's see, missing some of the MXG. Yeah, I had an MXG on a native and it was fine. It was good. Like they're all good. What's the best Spyderco budget? I love the Leaf Blade, but someone better than Spyderco seemed out of my price range. Look at this view as alternate thoughts. I mean, if you're gonna go with a Leaf Blade Spyderco, I'm not sure if you can get it for the right price, but a Spy 27 Native 5 is all you need. I think they're relatively cheap for the Spy 27. I'm not sure if that's like considered budget. I don't know what but if you're looking for that leaf-shaped blade, um, that Spy 27 Native 5, Spy 20 RGT is better than Titanium. Uh, okay, so you want to talk about RGT Flight? This titanium backspacer made by Flytanium is, if you're wanting to get like this is such a great piece right here that they made this. This, if you're not wanting to completely do like a remod to completely like improve the action and improve a Delica, this Lynch Northwest, or sorry, Flytanium backspacer, excellent mod there. But RGT, as far as like the scales, yeah, I had some Flytanium titanium Delica scales, and like they should have just made them linerless. Like they should have just made them flat and made them linerless. It would have been so much better if they did that. But because you got these slabs of titanium that you're putting the liners into with the Flytanium titanium Delica scales, it added too much weight. It was a pain to tune and get them just right. Um, I don't like, I did not, I sold them. I think I just sold them, or I included them in a trade, actually. I traded them as part of something else, but was not a fan of the titanium um, scales for the Delica. They should have just flattened them and made it linerless. AWT scales for the PM3 lightweight. I have not tried the AWT scales for the lightweight yet, but I would like to. I did have some AWT scales for a regular Para 3, not the lightweight, and they were fine, but I think I made the mistake of getting them in raw aluminum, and like the texture is not good. The texture is like almost just like aluminum foil. Like it does not, if you're gonna go with aluminum scales, get them Cerakoted with something. Get them Cerakoted, get them some kind of coating on them. The raw aluminum was not a huge fan. Made it a brick. I mean, that's why the RGT titaniums, I mean, did not add any weight to this thing. I could not believe how light it keeps it. But I'll tell you, Flytanium got the ball and the cage are Flytanium and excellent, 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 excellent. That uh, ceramic ball from Flytanium for the Manix, it has improved that action so much. It actually makes it a really good snappy detent. I carry an H1 Dragonfly. It's been 10 years or so. They say it work hardens. I can't see a difference. Work hardens. I've never heard that. That's interesting. Oh, they sold out already. I was trying to, so I try to reach out for like to see if they want to work with me. Like RGT provided these scales for this build, and Casey Lynch with Lynch Northwest provided these scales. So I was trying to see if AWT wanted to work with me, and I was going to do all kinds of videos with it. And I think like the collaboration stuff just isn't their jive. But I was trying to get my hands on some of those the content creator way, but I was about to buy some too. I mean, if they would have just outright said like, no, we don't want to work with you, it's like, oh, sure, fine, I'll buy some. But it's I feel like I got enough exposure now that it could have been worth it for them. But no knock against them if they decided not to. It wouldn't change the way I felt about them at all. Like I appreciate them just even responding to my email. I feel so weird about like I feel like it's like I'm sure though um if they sold out they will be back. That no, if somebody makes a product and it sells so well that they couldn't keep up with the demand, that is a good sign that they will continue to make more of them. I just can't see getting aftermarket aluminum scales. Tie for the win. Chris, when tie starts getting heavy, I was all tie all the time, and then the weight of some of them really becomes noticeable. And Aluminum's a little lighter, so it's nicer. So if the tie is done really well and it has some good milling to lighten the weight, and but I love the feel of titanium. Like these aluminum scales feel good. They have a good coating on them. I don't think I think aluminum feels bad when it doesn't have a coating on it. AWT liner D aluminum is in the next level on your Manix too. I really want to get the AWT lightweight for the, but I like the FRN. It's like the whole point of the lightweight with this one. But I still want to try it just because it's a new cool thing I haven't tried before. It is, it is kind of thing where like, hey, I'm paying however much, $80 for some aftermarket aluminum, and I can pay 90 for titanium. It does feel like there's a different level of, you're paying for the material going on. Machine wise, I have a CJRD Acacia. That's quite an even trade. Yeah, I'd love to try. I'd love to try anything from Machine Wise. They have some cool looking knives, but I've heard one of my biggest pet peeves with frame locks. Let me go find it. Here we have Olatan's Tie Bomber, $150. Excellent little knife, M390 steel. I'm going to grip up this lock bar and deploy it with the flipper just fine. No problem. Pushing on that lock bar. If you did that with a Machine-Wise Mojave, it wouldn't deploy. If you did that with a Shirogorov, some of them wouldn't deploy. If you did it with a Hinder, it wouldn't deploy. Some of the, I've sworn off frame lock flippers because, like, if you're doing the thumb stud, you're not really gripping it right there. You can use your finger where you're not pushing against the lock bar at all. But one of my biggest pet peeves is when a knife, if you have any little amount of pressure on the lock bar and it doesn't want to deploy. That can be a deal breaker for me. It just depends. Like there's different severities of it. They're not all. It's not all bad. Like I'm sure there are some cases with those brands and knives where it's not a complete deterrent. But like you have this $150 Olatans. I mean, I gotta really squeeze it hard for it to have any kind of, and it's still 100% saw. Like it's not loose. Like it's great. It's done. Like it's locked up. It's great. Good drop shot action. Excellent thumb stud action. Great flipper action. I mean, what a good little knife here. M390 titanium tie frame lock. So true. When you left hand reverse flick a lock bar, you really got to be mindful of your finger position. I don't think okay, hold on. Reverse, left hand reverse flick. Oh yeah, because your thumb is pushing down on it here, right there. Yeah, I see. So I mean, it's similar. Like when you're grabbing it and your fingers are right here on it, you're pushing it, but it's still it's not a problem. XM18, yeah. But really cool little knife. Old Tans is making some really cool stuff. I like what Old Tans is doing. I know I think they're not necessarily new, but I think they are getting a lot bigger lately, and I think for good reason. They make some pretty cool stuff. The Vosteed Sandvik Lightweight Porcupine is poopy garbage. I seen it on sale. I read Porcupine and impulse bought it. I want to give Vosteed a second chance. This feels like a feather in his garbage. The Lightweight Porcupine? I'm not sure. I know the normal Porcupine feels fine. The steel is kind of soft, but it's great. It's got the top liner button lock. So the Vosteed Porcupine, like I'll give it to them. They were the first brand to really bring that top liner button lock. Like the Smock had it for a while, and that was like the only real like production knife that had a button actuated liner lock that was popular. But the Porcupine kind of like brought it out, and they were the first. Now everybody's got a button actuated top liner lock. Oh yeah, appreciate that, Zero Volt. Oh, Raccoon. Kaiser Sheepdog. Yeah, but I think the porcupine did it first. The Kaiser Sheepdog had one years ago. Well, the porcupine was they plan on putting scales on that PM2. Now this one's going out at it as is. I didn't know Kaiser Sheep was it now. It could be a button lock, but was it a button actuated liner lock? Yeah, Kaiser Sheepdog did have button locks. People were doing button locks long before, but I mean the button actuated liner lock. Very different. Now the 15B one. Oh, the 15B one. If I can get some AWT scales, yeah, I'd probably give it a try. I'll probably at least give it a try. Yeah, I forgot I had more than two PM2s sitting out here. I got the one I'm giving away, this one and this one. And then I got my MagnaCut one over there too. I was sent a gift membership. Thank you, Zero Volt. Earl's right hand received the gift membership. Cool. Thank y'all. Lots of top liner locks out last year. Yes. Yes, top liner button lock. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know they had one that long ago. Well, it did. I feel like they blew up after. I don't have the porcupine in front of me. I pointed out like it was, but I was just doing a video with it. Yeah, no, thank you. This went way later than I already thought it was. Waylon, appreciate it. Thank you for reaching out. Thank you for being here. Thank you for moderating. Dale, also don't feel like you have to stick around because you're moderating. I think I can kind of keep an eye on it from here. I appreciate that. Still got 46 people in here. Appreciate y'all still hanging out. Giveaway's done, but I do enjoy the knife talk. I don't have a lot of in person. I got a couple guys I hang out with from time to ban me, Dale. Addicted to Blades. Thank you. Thank you for subscribing. But thanks for going to check Amazon for 50 PM2 or PM3. Check Amazon. Definitely not here because of the giveaways. That's fine if you are here from you saw the giveaways because you either follow me on Instagram or you watch my YouTube videos. So if you're here just for the giveaways, I don't blame you. That's fine. Yeah, Larly, I mean, this is the coolest way to learn about stuff. This is how, I think you only know what you know, and until you're exposed to something outside of that. I think I first started seeing stuff about Spyderco's, I just like on Reddit like 12 years ago or something crazy like that. I think before there was even a knife subreddit, there was like no, it might have been the knife subreddit. It might have been the EDC subreddit or something like that. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, I've got some more mod plans coming along. So while I was gonna make a big announcement, but I'll make it to the 41 people who are still here. I'm going to, and I've talked about this a lot in the comments if you've asked. The plan next, what I'm going to be giving away next is modding. So it'll be similar, just like a drawing. Like I'll have an entry video and pick a comment, and then but only enter if you've got a knife you want me to mod. Like if you want me to put some kind of like harpoon grind on it, if you want me to acid and stonewash one of your knives. So because people have reached out to me and said, hey, I'll pay you to mod my knife. I don't have enough time. I wish I had enough time. Is MagnaCut worth the hype? Kind of. But send me you'll win and you'll send me your knife and I will mod your knife for you and send it back to you. Now you can also send me some scales to put on it or a clip or whatever like that. Like if some people don't do that just because they don't want to get into like taking apart the knives and stuff like that. Giving away the talon would be a nice tax write-off. I am bold of you to assume I make enough money to need a tax write-off. You might have missed it, but most of these, I've been collecting knives and into knives for like 20 years, but for a while now, if I want to get a new knife, it's because I'm selling a knife. I traded for this one. I traded for this one, and I traded a knife that I sold six knives to buy. Um, but yeah, wouldn't that make a really nice giveaway? Poon my delica, says Joner. Well, hey, you won once, you could win again. But yeah, anyway, before I get sidetracked again, I'll be giving away a modding service for y'all because I don't want to just pick and choose like take one or two orders a month and have somebody pay me to do a couple of orders a month. Like I would rather just give it away from y'all when I have the time to do it. Just I'll do it for free. I'll make some content with it. I'll film the videos, and it can kind of just be like your own, like within my ability. Like I've done a handful of these, but you got to understand, like y'all saw on this video, like I dropped this one, and it might have broken a couple millimeters of the tip off. But I'll be more careful with your stuff than I am of mine. But some of these it takes a little bit. Like this wasn't the original plan with this one, was to just flat spine it. I had some other stuff in mind. So just know, I'm not going to mess anything up. I'll make sure you're still happy with it, but it might not be exactly what you're looking for. And it might come back with a little extra character in some places. But I would like to just do that for y'all. You have a knife you'd like modded? A penguin. Well, I sure can harpoon a penguin. Somebody, Mr. Joner's getting this one. But yeah, if when I start doing the giveaway of that service, definitely can harpoon some penguins. And even say you don't have a penguin, but you want me to mod one, just buy one and send it to me. Well, there are new 15V pair twos or threes on Amazon. 10:42. All right, y'all. Well, I have to jump. I have to get out of here now. This went 42 minutes longer than I thought it was going to. I appreciate y'all sticking around and hanging out and chatting. It was a good time. Can't wait to do it again. I'll make sure I'll announce it. I'll put out some videos for the next one, let y'all know when. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe so you can just stay informed for nothing else. And thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for being here. Shoot a KnifePile special, traditional open L. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for coming by, Fred the Lug. Yeah, good to see you. All right. See y'all later. Have a good one. Stay safe.